everyone, and welcome to Trending in My Life, podcast episode 3. And this week I'm talking about life's bloopers. They come in many shapes and sizes. It's much nicer to think of mistakes that you make as simply a blooper, one of those things that just happen and you'll get over it and you move on and you'll learn by it, but it's not the end of the world. Life still goes on. There are simple bloopers, like when you really wanted a cappuccino, but whilst you were lined up, everyone was ordering a latte, and you thought, oh, I think I'll just have a latte this morning. So you do. And then you spend the entire day obsessing over the cappuccino that you didn't have. That was a blooper. You should have had the cappuccino in the first place. You might have bought the latest outfit in the trending colour. Now, not every colour suits every person, and when you see yourself in your reflection going past a store, you think, I don't know. And then when people give you sideways looks as if to say, what were you thinking? Yep, that's a blooper. The groan-worthy date that you knew was a mistake 2 minutes in. What were you thinking? We know better once we've been through those bloopers. Hindsight, or rear vision, is a wonderful thing, but at the time you didn't realise, and going through these things helps you grow as a person. Sometimes bloopers have to do with inaction. Sometimes you're guilty of procrastinating about something, quitting that job you should have left months or years even ago. And once you're in another job and realising how you should have been treated or how much you should have enjoyed what you were doing, then you suddenly realise what a huge blooper it was staying in that job in the first place. But at the time, it's routine and it's easy not to rock the boat, not to try and change things. But in hindsight, it was a good decision. Sometimes you'll be renting an apartment and there'll be things start to become the matter with it. There'll be leaks or mould or bits and pieces that keep getting put off being fixed by the landlord. You'll look at the places to rent adverts and sometimes you'll think, oh, well, I'll look at those, and then you get busy and you put it off and you don't do it, and it's months or years before you actually move to a better place. And when you do, you think, oh, I was crazy to stay there as long as I did and put up with what I did. And sometimes it's the worrying about the what ifs that cause the inaction. I used to be a big worrier years ago, but I stopped myself. It was something somebody said, very cliche, one of those things, what's the point in worrying about it? If it's something that you can't control, the only thing you can control is not worrying about it and not obsessing constantly and it affecting your entire life. It's easy to worry about the little things, should I do this, should I do that? And that's the way you get to the point where you can't do anything because you can't decide, you can't move forward. I'm a Libran star sign, and we're supposed to be very balanced, and I have the problem in the past, a long time past, I used to make pros and cons lists to make a decision, and always I got exactly the same amount on both sides. So it didn't help me at all because I could always see the other side, the downside or the upside, but I could always see the same amount. And in the end, I've learned over life that what makes it easier is just make the decision and go with it. Just put all your energy into following that path, going with that decision, and then you don't feel that you're always looking back or always looking to the side. Would it have been better if I did that? You're pulling yourself in two when you need to focus all your energy on going forward with that decision that you've made. You will make it work and you'll make it happen, and it'll be because you want it and focus on it and can see yourself being happy at the end of it. And that's much better than sleepless nights worrying about whether it's the right choice or not. So do try and not worry, because it just saps your energy, and if you can't control it, the only thing you can control is not worrying. So don't worry. I have a challenge for you this week. As you're walking along the street, see where the lights are, the street lights in the street, and as you walk past one, think a positive thought to yourself, like, today will be a good day, or I'm good enough, or I can do anything I set my mind to. I'm sure you can think up a million positive thoughts. And as you go along the way, if you don't have any lampposts, say, okay, I'll go 20 steps and then have a positive thought. And then 20 more and have another positive thought. And wherever you're walking to, by the time you get there, you'll have all this positivity buzzing through you to get you going through the day. Give it a try. See if it works. The next thing I want to talk about is living in the moment. We're all guilty of living through our phones. We sit down on some transport, immediately get out our phone and start scrolling through, watching things on social media. We don't look out the window. We don't look around us at the people around us. And if something happens or we see something that we're interested in, quickly we zip out our phone and we're viewing it all through a camera, through a video, and we lose that moment to worrying about, is it the right angle, or is the sound okay, and oh, I don't want that person in the picture, blah blah blah. I'd like you to try and live in the moment just occasionally, because your eyes will record it, your memory will store it, and then you can have that memory to recall anytime you want to relive it. And I know it's wonderful to have it on a phone and have it on a video so you can post it somewhere or share it with your friends, but sometimes it's really good to actually just live the moment, feel the emotions, watch what's going on. Give it a try. You may be surprised that the world doesn't end if you don't capture it on some form of camera or video and share it with everybody. And as a new YouTuber, I am very guilty of that, because if I see anything, I want to record it. But sometimes I stop myself and say, no, let that one go, let that one pass, just enjoy the moment. The next thing I want to talk about is, I have on my phone, I'm sure everyone does, is a do not disturb, which stops notifications coming into my phone at night, or rather any time, but I put it on at night. When I'm going to sleep, I'll switch it on, and then I'm sure that it's not going to buzz or wake me in the night. And that to me is prioritising my sleep. I don't often get more than 5 or 6 hours. Having friends in all parts of the world means that their wakey time is different to my wakey time, and they will often message me in the middle of what is my night. So I've learned to put that do not disturb on. And there is a sort of caveat to that if I was worried about somebody or concerned that I might get a call in the middle of the night that I needed to take, then I put my phone a meter away from the bed. That means if it buzzes with a message, I'm going to just turn over and go back to sleep. But if it's anything urgent, there's not going to be one message, there's going to be 6 messages. Or the phone will actually ring with somebody trying to get hold of me. So I can always do that if there's somebody I'm concerned about in my family and friends that I feel like I need to be available 24 hours. Occasionally I get insomnia. Do you get that? And sometimes I know why. Sometimes I'm worrying about something before I go to sleep. I can't switch my brain off. And then, 1 hour leads to 2 hours, leads to 3 hours, and keeps going. And I have been to work before on 2 hours sleep, and it's not fun. I've got these sleep patches that I got off Amazon that I just stick on my wrists about half an hour before I go to sleep. And I do find those help. They seem to sort of relax me into going to sleep. They are all natural. There's no chemicals in them. They're a help, I think. But it's one of those things that if I wake up, then I find it really difficult to go back to sleep. So if I go to sleep, but 2 hours later I'm awake again, then it's quite likely that I won't go to sleep for the rest of the night. And that's not good. I do that box breathing as well to try and relax me. That's you breathe in for the count of 4, hold it for the count of 4, and breathe out for the count of 4, and then you start again. It's a useful tool. I also think if you've got insomnia and you are awake in the night, I tell myself that at least if I'm lay still and do my box breathing, then my body is resting, even though it's not sleeping. I think in the past I've thought, I'll just get up and get a drink, or I'll just read my Kindle for half an hour and go back to sleep. That never works for me. That just makes it worse, and I never get back to sleep by doing it that way. So yes, you have my sympathy if you get insomnia. And I know some people have it as a sort of ongoing thing every night, which must be awful. And I only get it occasionally, and I don't particularly know why. Like I said, there are some times when I'm worrying, then I think, that was because of that. But sometimes it's very random that it happens, and you just have to deal with it the best that you can, like most things in life, really. I saw this phrase somewhere the other day which said, "Smiling from your feet to your face," and I thought, what does that mean? So I started to dwell on it and analyse it and try and figure it out. And I thought, well, is it this like Wonder Woman pose with hands on hips, all powerful, I can do anything? And I thought, I don't think it is. And I decided that I think it's more being so relaxed in yourself that your whole body is smiling from the inside out, from the soles of your feet to the top of your head. Now, there's a goal. Maybe the lamppost positivity would help with that. Give it a try. Hope you enjoyed the show. Please like, comment and subscribe. Share with your friends, and if you have any tips on positivity and how to be happier, please share. Come back next week. Bye for now.